Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Midnight Therapy. I'm your host, Kat Matthews, as you may know. Thank you for returning to the show. If you are new to the show, please go back and watch every episode so you are caught up and you are up to speed where we are. This is going to be a quick episode. It is a glorious Sunday. Christy is away. She's in Florida. Lucky her. It did snow there recently, so it's not that great. Football games are on. I have a couple FanDuel bets that I'm surely going to lose, but that's going on now for the first game. I really don't care about the Eagles. Would like to catch the Kansas City game. There is a chapel in town where everybody is going to watch the game, so I may go down there. That's fun. Not every town has that, in their church. But we're just going to do a quick recap episode on some things. We're going to talk about some things I find a little odd, as always, and maybe you'll see my perspective on them. It has been Trump's first week in office. I covered the inauguration during it. Like, I watched the speech and then I immediately did the episode, so I missed a few things. But Trump seems to be getting a lot done. Whether that's positive or negative is up to you, the things he's getting done. It's up to the individual to decide. But things seem like they're going smooth with the ceasefire and things like that. There are some good things, like the JFK files, MLK files being released. That's cool. Not really that cool because they're going to be pretty, blacked out. You're not going to see a lot of stuff. There's really nothing new that we're really going to learn, nothing too crazy, so not really that exciting. You have Trump meeting with the people, the California committee or whatever it was called, to help people that want to rebuild their homes and go into their homes. That was kind of cool. Not doing the worst. The immigration stuff is a little weird, though, I will say. The ICE agents, they were in our town. They were in Scranton, nearby town. Shout out to the office. Apparently there was ICE agents in Scranton at a hotel. They're putting these posters out, like, if you know of illegal, call this number. That seems a little much. That seems a little 1930s Germany, if you ask me. A little odd. Speaking of that, have to cover it. Elon Musk, the salute that he gave, the hand gesture. I really have no words for that one. When I did the podcast last week, he didn't do that yet. I saw Trump's speech and then I went and did the pod. I came back upstairs and wow, weird. There's only a couple ways you could look at it. One, he was doing like, my heart goes out to you, and did that in that way, unintentionally, innocently, you could say. And other people have done that hand gesture. I'm not going to say they haven't. There's all the pictures circulating of other politicians doing it as well, when you take the picture just right. Or he meant it in a very malicious Nazi way. And I know that's what the media is going after, that he made a German salute. Either way, here's my take. When you are that big of a person, you're worth that much money and you're that influential and all the cameras are on you all the time, and you're associated with the president of the United States, the newly elected, sworn in president of the United States, hours after, or maybe even minutes after he was sworn in, you don't even give people the opportunity to say something about you. Does that make sense? Like, you don't even want to give them, you don't even want to let them use their imagination and say maybe you did something. So even if you didn't mean it that way, you don't ever do something like that. You should just know that. If you're a billionaire, you should just know that. Like, I know that, to never do that hand gesture no matter what. Even if you didn't mean it that way, you just don't do it. And I know that, and I'm a cowboy in the basement, not the richest man in the world. Like, he, of all people, should probably know that. That's what makes me think maybe it was on purpose. I don't know. We don't support that. And I don't think anyone in their right mind does, but it's a very weird thing. I don't think he meant that. I'd like to believe he didn't mean it that way. Do I still think it was a very poor decision on his part? Yep. Yep. Yeah. There was a female bishop that said some stuff to Trump at a mass, kind of alluding to the fact that there are scared LGBTQ members out there and immigrants that are here illegally that are afraid. So please be, keep in mind that you're a Christian and you think God saved you with the bullet. And I get her sentiment. It was nice, but I don't think you should probably do politics in church. I don't know. It's my opinion. Call me a little outdated or ignorant, but I didn't even know there were female bishops. It's cool there is, but I didn't know. I thought it was always just men. But you learn something new every day, or we're in an alternate timeline. Maybe this is just an alternate timeline. And I'm remembering the old timeline where like only men could be in the church at those positions. I don't know. What do I know? But that was shocking. I was like, oh, wow, cool. Didn't know that. That's pretty much the news. That's the Trump news and the politics news going on. Here's the thing about Trump. He has a big ego, as you know, and he wants to win always. So now that he has the country again, I know that's scaring a lot of people, and you have every right to be scared, some of you, if you're worried and you negatively visualize things and you think the worst and you really don't like the guy. I get it. But here's the thing. Since he has that attitude where he always has to win, now that he's representing America, he's going to try his best to do good because that makes him look good. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to mess up because then it would look like he messed up and he hates that. So this is maybe the one time him being an egomaniac will be good. It might be good to have someone like that in office. That's my optimistic approach. That's probably as optimistic as it's going to get on this episode because I have a lot of negative stuff to talk about, including the Trump AI project, $500 billion. I don't know if you saw this. We're going to invest. The United States is investing. They're calling it infrastructure. $500 billion with a B into AI with Sam Altman, the creator of Open AI and ChatGPT and all that. And here's why it's going to be weird. It's they're calling it Stargate. Now, this show, whatever you want to call it, I don't know if it's news, I don't know if it's whatever you think it is. It's just comedy. It's just comedy podcast. I don't claim to be a licensed therapist or a journalist. But I do like conspiracies and I do like aliens and I do like things like that. So we're gonna connect it, of course. Why are they calling this Stargate? Does that not worry anyone? Does anyone know what a Stargate is? Anyone ever see the movie? But a Stargate's like a portal in sci-fi. It's like a portal, in the sci-fi world. But they're calling this Stargate, and it's a little odd. It's a little odd, especially if you know the Ingersoll Lockwood stuff that I know, and hopefully you know. I brought it up before on other episodes. Maybe we are just in a simulation, I'm going to tell you, because it seems like we are. If you know anything about the Trump's uncle, John, with the Tesla files, saying he found nothing, and then Trump is creating the Space Force last term, and when he was president the first time, he creates a new branch of the government called the Space Force. Their parent company is called Ingersoll Lockwood. Ingersoll Lockwood is the guy that wrote a book in the 1800s called The Little Adventures of Baron Trump. He wrote another book called The Last President, which is about a controversial outsider candidate winning the presidency from New York City. This is in the 1800s, granted. Remember, keep that in mind. There's tensions between the elite and the working class, and there's protests, and it ultimately leads to the downfall of America, and he's the last president. That guy, Ingersoll Lockwood, is what company is affiliated with the Space Force. Does Trump have a time machine? I don't know. Does Trump have secrets from Tesla? I don't know. But I will tell you this, Trump did fund on day one or day two a $500 billion artificial intelligence project where they're trying to create a super AI, and they called it Stargate. If you don't find that a little weird, then I don't know. Maybe we should all just watch the football game and not care. Because it seems like nobody cares. I care. Why is it called Stargate? Why is it a portal? Why are there all these connections real? Fact check me on that Ingersoll Lockwood stuff. Look it up. I'm not making it up. Little weird, the Stargate thing. I'm telling you. Little weird. Where are the drones? Where'd the drones go? No one's talking about them anymore. That's old news. Things are getting odd. There's a rumor going around that Putin said he would end the war if we gave Fauci to him. If the United States hands over Dr. Anthony Fauci to Russia to be tried, I believe, crimes against humanity, they're going to try him for in Russia. Obviously, he can't be tried here because of the pardon that Biden gave him, but he can be tried in the Russian courts, and Putin wants him. And he said, if you give me, allegedly, granted, Putin said, if you give me Fauci, I'll end the war. If that's real, Fauci's screwed, because I do think Trump would probably give Fauci to Russia to end the war. It's a win-win. Trump doesn't like him anyways. And it would give Trump the street cred. He's like, I ended the war, and it only took one man. And I'm sure they'll treat him fairly in Russia, in the judicial system in Russia. Now, again, I don't know if that's true. That's being reported. That story is going around. I don't know if it's true, though. Trump did get rid of Fauci's security detail. He pulled it. Kind of interesting, to be honest. He's like, what, just because you work for the government, you get security forever? You get Secret Service forever? I don't know. He's like, he's rich enough. He could pay for his own if he has to. Taxpayers don't have to pay for it. Crazy. We are seeing some crazy stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's true. I don't know. Here's what I say, though. Like, why did that pardon happen? Why, like I said it on the one episode, why are we pardoning innocent people? Like, if you're innocent, you don't get pardoned. Now, you may be mad Trump pardoned the January 6th people, but here's the thing. The January 6th people were guilty. You know, they committed a crime, and you receive a pardon when you commit a crime. You know what I'm saying? They committed a crime, and now you're being pardoned. Biden's son committed crimes, and now he's being pardoned. I never heard of preemptively pardoning people, though. It's like, well, just in case they ever get looked into. Here's a get out of jail free card. That's weird. I think Putin sees it out, and I think the whole world was affected by COVID and Anthony Fauci's responsibility in the grand scheme of things with that. We know he was involved with Wuhan laboratories for gain-of-function research because under the Obama administration, it was made illegal to do gain-of-function research in the U.S. because it was too dangerous. So we outsourced it. The United States outsourced it to other countries, including China, Wuhan laboratories, and they were performing gain-of-function research in that lab. Coincidentally, that is where COVID-19 originated. And it did plague the entire world, and hundreds of thousands and millions of people died. But at least Pfizer and Moderna were able to save the day with a vaccine that maybe some people made money on. Regardless, you will never be able to know that because he is pardoned and will never stand trial in the U.S., maybe Russia. What if Trump said, look, either you rip up that pardon and you go to our courts in America, or I'm sending you to Russia. Your choice. The devil you know and the devil you don't. What are you going to have? What's it going to be, Tony? What's it going to be, Tony? What are you going to do? You want the mercy of Americans or Russians? It's up to you, Tony. You never know. It's interesting. It's already an interesting show so far. America season 25 is off to a crazy start. This AI thing isn't good. I'm going to tell you, to get back to that. I talked about it before, but AI in and of itself is an odd thing. It's kind of like Pandora's box. There's a great Sam Harris TED talk from like over 10 years ago now where he talked about all the warnings and concerns he had with AI and how he feels like it's going to be the end of us. And now it's getting more and more true. Those dudes like Sam Altman and Trump, when they were talking at the White House, they're like, yeah, well, it could be used to cure cancer. We're going to cure cancer with AI. Do you really think that's what they're going to do? You really think that's why they put 500 billion into AI is to cure cancer? Really? Do you think they might use it for anything else? Or do you think it'll be exclusively used only and solely to cure cancer? Come on. Cut it out. You know what they're going to use it for. It is like creating a god. 30,000 years, let's say, modern humans. All of that history, all of that knowledge, all of that information, all that processing completely compartmentalized into one entity that is a million times quicker than us. It can do things that we could never even imagine at speeds we could never fathom. And we have that now. It can write a book in 2 seconds. It could do your homework. It could solve anything. It could create pictures. It could create music. It can crack codes. Like it is beyond anything we could even remotely muster up in our heads of what humans are capable of. Elon Musk and people have been saying that the only way to not get forgotten and replaced is to merge with AI, and they're talking about that with chips and things like Neuralink and all that, and that's scary stuff. But now they're talking super AI. They want to have the super AI, and this box is open. Pandora's box is open. It cannot be shut. I'll tell you that. We're never going to live in a world without AI from here on out. The only question is, when does it learn at a rate that we can't keep up? And when does it realize that we are the only threat to it? When does it realize that we may try to shut it off one day and protect itself from us? When does it do that? When does it start making its own decisions that don't factor in morality or ethics? When does it only work on logic or the ethics of the original programmer, which may be malicious? What about if other countries like China realize we have a super AI that can, I don't know, completely hack into their nuclear launch codes, crack their code, and then we would control their nukes? When do they realize that we have that capability and they just try to make the first move and nuke us first? Everybody thinks it was like, remember the space race? Like whoever gets the rocket first is ahead. Now it's whoever has the super AI rules the world. You know, a super AI that could hack into any world's grid and shut off their entire power instantly is kind of like having a god on your side. And I don't know what China's up to. I don't know what Russia's up to. I don't know what the world's up to, but I can tell you that US, you know what we're up to? Putting $500 billion openly to the public. God knows what we're doing behind closed doors, but openly putting $500 billion in pursuing a super AI to, quote, cure cancer, unquote. Yeah. And we're calling it Stargate. Just cuz it was cool. This is all a simulation, folks. You're in it. Wake up. Stop worrying. Stop worrying. You're worrying. So someone of you out there right now, you're worrying about something. Bills, maybe a relationship, stress, maybe the football game. We're all about to be replaced by a robot in 10 years that's all knowing and all powerful that we created. There's not much to worry about. I'm telling you. The only thing you'll have to worry about in 10 years, once the robot takes over and there's no use for humans anymore, you won't have to worry about healthcare. You won't have to worry about paying your bills. There will be no bills. They will solve every problem we have. And the only purpose a human will have is entertainment. Now it's going to be AI created entertainment. It's going to be, if you think TikTok is bad now, imagine the TikToks that AI pump out once they understand the algorithm. So it's just keeping us entertained so that we have like a purpose every day. People will paint bowls of fruit and they will hike and go to the beach for a little, but not long until we're on that Wall-E spaceship, obese, flying around in our little hover cars, Little hovercrafts eating. I don't know. We're gonna be eating chicken flavored meal from an IV into our veins while we sit in this hovercraft, obese, staring at a bubble screen in front of us of all our entertainment that we could ever want, that we control with our brain. No remote, no nothing. We just see it with our eyes, maybe. That's like 10 years away. Why the AI just conquers other planets or whatever, and when we just sit in the spacecraft like a big Titanic and just waste our life away. And then a robot comes and changes the bedpan and the catheter. That's what's coming, folks. Anyways, let's try to think of the positive. Enjoy still being here now before that happens. Embrace how odd things are, because things are odd. Where are the drones? Does Trump have a time machine? That's what you should be thinking of. Things like that. If you can't, just distract yourself. It's fine. It's all about distractions, anyways, folks. Red in circuses, and there's a coliseum in every major city now, and you're watching it now if you're watching the football game. That's a coliseum. Same thing. Better. The armor, it's better, has more colors and icons on it. The gladiators are bigger, more protection. They don't die, so you don't have to replace them. Like back, the gladiators used to get killed, and it would be hard to find more gladiators. Now they just get brain injuries, but they could still play. So it's like, get out there. You don't have to replace them. So that's nice. The teams, the audience, there's still betting, there's still alcohol, there's still the big arenas. Nothing really changed, just got better. There's more coliseums, and they have it on TV, and you can watch it on TV. But nothing changed. They always want you distracted. They're just getting better at distracting you. Who needs a coliseum with gladiators when you have a phone that you can stare at? That's fine-tuned to your exact liking. Personalized. Gives you everything you want and none of what you don't. Every minute of every day. The Social Experiment, or The Social Dilemma, rather, that documentary, it was on Netflix, I believe. They tell you how they're kind of evil with how they make it addicting. Like they make it more and more addicting with the colors and how it looks and the notification and the sound. And we have no idea what's going on. And that's the point. All you need to know is the drones were nothing. Trump invested in the AI just to cure cancer. That's why he did it. Everything you see is real. Don't be a conspiracy nut job. The simulation thing really does start checking out. Like I saw at the inauguration also, like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson were like hanging out there. Jake Paul threw Tyson up on his shoulders. Weren't those guys like trying to kill each other in the boxing ring a couple weeks ago? And it was like the biggest scam ever. And now they're buddies wearing tuxedos at Trump's inauguration. And every other billionaire in the world is there too. They all hated Trump not too long ago, but now they love him. And Trump has $1 trillion cabinet now. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just watch the football game. Just watch the football game. Yep, quick episode this week. Just had to fill you in on some of that. Why I think it's weird. I'm going to tell you another weird story before I go. This is a local news story. This is where like things may go too far. It kind of ties into what I'm saying with the distractions and stuff and how crazy we're all getting. This man shot a delivery driver, or let's say a delivery person that was delivering groceries, I think through Instacart, the app Instacart, where they shop for you and bring you your groceries. I guess his wife ordered it. And then this guy got a notification on his doorbell cam that somebody was coming to his house with bags. So he gets a gun and shoots him. Shot the guy. Had to go to the hospital. Almost died. You see why this is a problem? Number one, we're really getting lazy with this stuff. Like I said, like, could it get any easier than a McDonald's drive-thru? Now they're bringing you the McDonald's. Soon they're going to chew it up and spit it into your mouth like a mother bird. That's next, But now we can't even go grocery shopping where, God forbid, you might see someone in the community and talk to them in the aisle and engage with people. And I don't know, maybe the cashier winks at you and gives you her phone number on the receipt. Maybe you find a girlfriend. No, none of that. Just deliver to my house. But now people are so like paranoid and freaked out because they're staring at their echo chamber all day. that they have firearms ready to shoot people with no questions asked. And all he was doing was bringing the grocery order. Like, imagine when he got shot, like the milk fell and the eggs fell. And his favorite, like, Keebler Elf cookies. He was like, oh, those are my cookies. That's weird. Why does that guy have cookies that I like? And the wife goes, I ordered it. That's the grocery order. And he goes, oh. Would you, like, this seems like it's made up, but it's not. It's a real news story. I don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. You know? Don't know what to say. How about Billy Ray Cyrus at the inauguration? What was up with that? He looked like Rob Zombie and he sounded like RFK. Worse. A lot of weird performances lately going on. I don't know. Carrie Underwood was good, right? That was her, right? Carrie Underwood, she sang at the inauguration. That was good. It was nice. This is week one into Trump's presidency. Not going the best, not going the worst. Seems pretty productive so far. Little bit of problems with the Elon Nazi salute and all that, or whatever it was, and some things like that. But overall, decent. The AI thing is weird. Trump may be a time traveler, and he may have a crystal ball or something. I don't know. Don't rule anything out anymore. That's all I could say. And if I'm right, I deserve something. If I'm right one day, I deserve maybe a plaque or a monument or something, a statue, something, maybe money. Could always use some money. I hope I went on these bets too. I just picked a bunch of random parlays. Hope for the best. This episode is brought to you in part by Jack's Pub and Eatery and Three Saints Barber Shop, located in historic downtown Jessup, Pennsylvania. Spent a lot of time at Jack's this weekend. And I also hung out at Mike's Barbershop. He's doing these night owl sessions now, after hours. You walk in, maybe have some beverages, get your hair cut. It's pretty cool. I had a fun time there. Good conversations there, as always. Mike the Barber was telling me I was too hard on TikTok the other day. He told me, he's like, you're too hard on TikTok. It's really good. And like I said, there are good parts of it if you're talented and have something to say and something to show. I have a qualm with the mindless stuff on there. I think that's not the best. Not all of it, you know. But I'm going to give TikTok a shot. I'm going to start posting some clips on there. You know, I'm going to take his advice. Find me on TikTok. See, I'm becoming one of them. I'm becoming a TikToker. And it's okay, because if you can't beat them, join them. You know? Can't beat them, join them. Everybody, please have a great weekend. Keep your eyes open. Pick up on the weird patterns. And don't care too much. You know? Keep watching this show. It's nice when it comes from a lighthearted perspective. You see how I say it? I go, AI is going to take over us and enslave us all, and we're all going to be obese on a spaceship like Wall-E. But somehow that's comforting, isn't it? The tone of my voice, the soft-spoken nature of my delivery. Sleep well, sweet dreams. Stay curious, my friends. Good night.